Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 224 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I am your co-host, Norwood. We are blessed and highly flavored. What's good?
Blessed and highly flavored, going on a shirt. Just know that if you know, you know. With that being said, I'm good, brother. I am good out here in these parenting streets. Allergy season is upon us, and my baby's got all the allergies.
Tell them they uncle know the struggle.
Ironically, mine have subsided so far. And we got enough pollen right now that it's like you can write your name on whatever surface is outside.
Right.
The pollening is here. But other than that, man, I'm good, man. You see got some new hats in here. Y'all know if y'all remember from Hampton, long time ago. Shout out to Blake Kelly. He was airplanes are cool. Our spaceships are cooler. That was our stuff. So got the NASA hat.
I do like that.
Shout out to the shout out for the hookup on those. I'm still waiting on my Magic City sweatshirt though. I ain't never gonna forget. Not till it's in my hands. I need the Magic City sweatshirt.
Hey, and guess what? Fuck you, Luke Cornett. Ah,
forever.
Chunk forever. Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah. There's personal beef forever, and I hope one day our paths cross.
He could be cussing out a 7-foot giant that don't like booty. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what it is on Monday Night Raw. We get here, we do our mic check, followed by normally we do football or we do HBCU, then football, then basketball. We decided to put HBCU into basketball today because of the tournament. Football, we don't really have any news outside of flag football. Travis Kelce's gonna play till he's 1,000,000 years old, and some other signings. With that being said, shout out to Hidden Leaf Village. Woo-hoo. With that being said, we here for the mic check. The mic have been removed. I'm back. The mic check goes into different names. We now will call it mic check, aka Chop Talk for the Braves.
Yeah,
we are going to talk about the Braves until October. Really?
Yeah. Now there will be a baseball segment. We will continue the baseball segment here until the end of the season with the Braves winning the World Series. So yes, this will be the new Chop Talk / mic check for all the miscellaneous and good things that we love. But y'all know that.
We're gonna start out with the same old. More injuries to the pitching staff. Spencer Strider is going to start the season on IL with an oblique strain. I don't even know how you strain your oblique in spring practice. This is a new leaf for the Braves with a new toilet with the same shit almost. We have a new manager. We have a new coaching staff. We now have the same injuries to the pitching staff.
I forgot about that. I forgot we have a new manager.
It don't happen often.
No. You just get so used to Bobby Cox, then Snicker, and now it's like, oh, no, we got somebody else.
We're the Steelers of baseball. We only have like 3 managers in the last 40 years.
We are the Steelers of baseball, and I appreciate that because you want to be the Steelers of something, and we ain't the Steelers of basketball or football, so we won just enough championships. Our teams never change. Our management never changes. You're right.
So I mean, Spencer Strider's on the IL, man. That's tough. We just got some pitchers back, and now he is now that Max Fried is a stormtrooper. I.e. he's a stormtrooper of the evil empire.
Tomato.
Spencer Strider is now our ace. You would assume, right?
Yes, for sure. Yeah. No, Chris Sale.
Yeah, sure. I think how everybody envisions it is that Spencer Strider would be the ace. But I get it. Chris Sale's gold glove, whatever, Silver Slugger gold glove. Yeah. Cy Young.
I mean, yes, all of those things. This is what I envision. I envision Sale being the ace, and eventually somewhere in this season, or if we bring him back again next season, Spencer Strider is the heir apparent. That's what it really is. And you hope that he basically takes the ball out of Sale's hand. But I mean, unfortunately, health been an issue.
Yeah. So that's what I was looking up. Shout out to the Google Ace. Spencer Strider, left oblique strain, out until late April. Swelling back and Waldrop, both elbow injuries. AJ Smith-Shaver, Tommy John surgery, and Joey Wentz torn ACL, forcing the team to rely on depth options early. I.e., I just named 5 pitchers. That's 5 pitchers. You're talking about the
Hawks. Spurs whooping the Heat's ass.
But we knew that was gonna happen.
The Rockets are also getting crushed by the Bulls. Did not see that. I don't think that's a problem for us, though. It's not.
No, we don't care about that. But when it does say that with all of these injuries, the Braves are forced to look into the farm system, which we kind of had to rebuild over the last couple years. And as a result, we are now bringing up Didier Fuentes, the 20-year-old pitcher who
smoking.
What Jeff Passan said he was going to be in the bullpen, but in no hits, no runs, no walks, 17 strikeouts in 9 innings in the spring baseball. I just named 5 pitchers that were hurt. I just named 5. I think 4 of them were like season ending or coming back from season ending. So Didier, man, you might have to be in the rotation, big dog.
Have to be in the rotation. Honestly, what he's done in spring ball, he's earned a spot into the rotation, and the man is 20 years old. It's like anything. If you play well enough, we're going to give you a chance. And if we could get him and Strider smoking at the same time, now we're dealing with something completely different. And especially at that age, 20 years old is crazy. We need that so bad. We need some good favor. Prayerfully, I think we do for some good favor. So, yes, I would truly appreciate this. And I like the guy. I like the kid. He's young.
Yeah, man. He has like 3 or 4 pitches already, which is rare for such a young pitcher. So shout out to the Braves pitchers, the hitters, some of our best hitters, including Ronald Acuna, participated in the World Baseball Championships.
Club going up. Hey, World Baseball Championships. The World Baseball Champions, Venezuela. I want to give a hell of a congratulations with everything that they've had going on prior to, in their country, then what they had recently with Orange Man and Maduro, and then on top of that, the oil grift or theft, depending on what you call it. And for them to come out, and I said this in the group before, I was rooting for Venezuela to win before I knew that they were going to play us, and definitely once they were playing us. The Americans have not shown the most sportsmanship. They haven't been the most gracious. They haven't really been the most exciting team to watch. They didn't really seem that thrilled about winning or participating. And the rest of these countries have been infinitely more gracious and exciting to watch and happy to compete. We kind of smelling our own shit, and that's the reason I'm happy we lost.
Arrogance. The makeup of the team can kind of tell you the attitude of it. You kind of know where everybody stands. Wow.
Big sniper.
You kind of know where everybody stands on their thoughts on society, especially in the country, by the makeup of the team. Shout out to Venezuela. We know about everything that's happened off the field, off the diamond. I guess we call it the diamond. Everything off the diamond. This was something that was definitely celebrated amongst the country. And
they needed this way.
fans.
They needed this way more than we did.
What's funny to me is we're never enthusiastic about sports that we're not favored to win. So, like, we weren't favored to win this. It was between Dominican Republic, Venezuela, Japan, maybe Mexico. I don't think maybe Mexico, but you may throw them in there. And then the Americans. So, of course, we're not favored to win. So we weren't really showing up. And from what I saw, everybody and their mama, whatever country, this was almost like the World Cup for me. And it was fun watching the other countries take so much pride in this game. I ain't really, y'all know where I stand politically, so I wasn't really enthused anyway.
Right. I mean, I like this, and I think that this year was really good. All the rest of these teams really appreciated playing in this. And Derek Jeter, you can kiss my ass. I know that they said that this is better than winning the World Series. For you, sure. I can understand. You're from America. The rest of these people don't have that many opportunities to play and represent their country, which I think they care way more about than their team, their job. And I think that Ronald Acuna loves to be Atlanta Brave, but he said, I was born in Venezuela. I was, that's where I'm from. I appreciate being in Atlanta Brave. I love being in Atlanta Brave, but this is my opportunity to represent my country. And we take that shit for granted. These people really like, hey, man, I'm trying to do this for me and my family and my lineage. And I think that's one of the things that those MLB players have taken for granted. I also didn't like the way that after they lost and they awarded the silver medal, before they even got to the dugout, they took them off. I think that was a low-class move. I think that this team, and this was supposed to be the best American World Baseball team ever. Y'all played like some chumps. Y'all acted like some chumps.
No, I mean, they played pretty well now. I ain't going to say they played like some chumps, but they played pretty well. But they acted like chumps. They played pretty well. They beat the Dominican Republic, although, I mean, it was not a strike. But I also like, what's interesting to me is that they went to this, had the World Baseball Championships for 3 weeks, and then 2 days later they was back on the diamond in spring baseball. Like, hey, you have a contractual obligation.
Oh yeah.
And now all them people that was beefing, right? They were teammates. Remember, they weren't shaking each other's hands and all that stuff. Now we right back in the dugout.
That's the Mariners. I think that was a little gamesmanship, funny, ha type of thing. But also, y'all have to remember, this is these people country. This is where they are from. This is where they're from, and all of their ancestors are from. Hey, man, this is still a job. This is still a job when you go to
ancestors are from.
Correct. And the rest playing for in the MLB is great because you get paid a ton of money. But this is their job. This is an opportunity for them to celebrate their country. In the same way that we love America and America this and America this and back to blue this and same thing with them.
Don't say back to blue.
Well, I'm saying that you know.
I just know what you said.
Yeah,
that boy took that extra step, took that 0 step over there. Gather.
Yeah, it's the news is newsing right now. But all of those things in the same way, like I think that it also pisses me off that America can take all the pride in this country, but when other people do the same, it's like, well, why do you care about where you live? It's where I'm from. And the same way you love yours, the same way I love mine. So hey, and mine ain't ruining the rest of the world for everybody. Yeah,
true. So and shout out to the gamesmanship, putting the championship medal in jersey in Ozzy Albies locker, who decided to play for the Netherlands, even though he's from Curacao.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're Dutch owned colony.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how he got there. But he was also it's weird, but I did the research. The Dutch team, the Netherlands team, was technically the correct team to play for. Like it or don't like it, colonialism, all of that. I ain't got a dog in the fight. You know how me and my folks got over here. But outside of that, it was great. And it was just really good to see people play baseball and really give it all they had. More than anything. And
Ohtani is still the biggest athlete. Ohtani is still the biggest athlete right now in sports. I would say.
Second biggest, because you want to know who was the MVP of the WBC? It was Ronnie Rockets, baby. The main event. Never forget it. Respect to you, show high, but this Atlanta Braves thing over here, man.
I hear you. But so shout out to the World Baseball Championship. Sure.
Reggie ain't
I ain't gonna speak bad.
Well played, I guess. But
I saw the ratings.
All right.
But shout out to the World Baseball Championship. And before we close out on the mic check, Dennis Rodman is going to another Hall of Fame. He's in the Basketball Hall of Fame, and now he's going to the WWE Hall of Fame in April, which is very interesting. If you remember, depending on how old you are, Dennis Rodman was one of the first basketball players to go and have a recurring role in World Championship Wrestling, the WCW, when he joined the NWO.
Wolfpack, baby. I mean, not the Wolfpack. That was was the white. Right. You're right.
The NWO split, and then that's when everything split. But yeah, so apparently a lot of wrestling fans feel some type of way about this. I'm not the biggest wrestling fan. I didn't even know they really had they took the Hall of Fame seriously.
Oh, very much so. Well, wow. I was specifically at this point. Scripted? What does that have to do with anything? Movies be scripted all the time. It's still a great show, and a couple of things. Number one, wrestling is the only show that's been selling out everywhere they go for the past umpteen million years. Ain't no off years in wrestling. Between pay-per-view and their tour, they don't miss. They kill it. Now, I think that this makes perfect sense because Rodman was, like you said, not only the first basketball player, really the first real athlete to cross over into what this is, whether you want to call it scripted drama, soap opera, whatever it was. And he did it in a big way. He was a big character. And this was at the peak, at the height of, for the people who are our age, the NWO era. This is the Generation X era is really the
that, but whoa, Kev.
Yeah.
Kev, boy, stop the conversation.
Right.
That boy said, hard. Yeah,
I think that for me, I get what you're saying. It's real. It's real enough. It's really dangerous. Great point. He's very real. Yeah, but Rodman was the man, and eventually, remember, that's how he got Karl Malone, and I think eventually you get Shaq and all of those guys. He was a major conduit into taking wrestling to the top.
Yeah. Because you know what? That's what it was when him and Karl Malone had their and Karl Malone came out there too, and he was part of it as well.
Exactly. Now you look back, and I mean, you got Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson doing this. That's a legacy from 20 years ago. Something that I know y'all want to call Dennis Rodman all the craziest and peculiar and unique, and he is. He for sure is. But that's something that he started. That's a bridge that he created. And we've all grown up. We have all these athletes who are either closet fans of wrestling or big fans of wrestling. I can't remember who saw Booker T. Oh, I think it was who's the quarterback for the Texans? I can't think of his name right now. I can see his face. CJ Stroud. He saw Booker T and was in awe. So yeah, I think that Dennis Rodman has done great work for the WWE, and I think that him and Vince McMahon are probably pretty close friends.
Definitely. If I was skipping a little bit, I accidentally unplugged my microphone. So,
No worries.
but yeah, man, shout out to Dennis Rodman, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, as you get older, as peculiar as you think he has lived a very interesting life. Very interesting life.
He has lived 4 lifetimes. He has filled his entire life with lives. And his daughter is now one of the greatest soccer players in America. Like, the man didn't, you know how people be like, oh, well, I have an opening act and then maybe I have a second act. He did a third act, a fourth act. He'd been a best-selling book writer, Hall of Fame basketball player, top 75 basketball player. And, you know, he didn't even go to college. There's no college basketball. Rodman, like,
no, he's a janitor.
Lecturer.
Yeah, I mean, like, how he got there. Yeah, Pam Anderson. Like, I mean, it's yeah. But shout out to Dennis Rodman. You were there. You've had a great time, man. Well deserved. I'm not gonna hate. I ain't gonna, because I remember it. Right. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, no, we're going to football. Right? Or we want to take a break?
All right. No. Let's get to football. Then we'll come back and we'll take a little break. And yeah, we'll do a little drink break and then come back and do basketball.
I'm already drinking, big dog. Been drinking. Falcons. We'll start out with the Falcons Focus, which is literally one thing. The Atlanta Falcons made a trade with the Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all know me. I ain't really big on trading with teams that are better than you. But we ended up getting Sidney Brown, and then we swapped 4th and 7th round picks, I believe is what it is. We traded back 8 spots in each round. The Eagles get our pick, we get their pick, and Sidney Brown. If you've been paying attention to anything Ian Cunningham has said and done, one thing I can appreciate is he said, hey, we need to bring in some more competition at nickel because Billy Bowman is coming off of an injury, an Achilles tear, and D. Alford got more money somewhere else. So we signed old boy from the Raiders. Now we bring in Sidney Brown, who is one of those DBs that can play all over the versatility, can play all over the backfield. I get it. I would like to know what our resident Eagles fans feels about Sidney Brown. But how you feel about this trade? It's kind of
number one, being a podcaster makes you hate other podcasters. And that's the reason, number one, you should like, follow, subscribe, because it's real shit over here. To all you clowns talking about this is sending a message to Jesse Bates, you're an idiot.
To who?
Correct. See, this is the things that I have to read and I don't like. But yes, I saw somewhere that this is a sign that we're going to move on from Jesse Bates. No, it ain't. He is literally the secondary coach and did a great job last year with Billy Bowman and Xavier Watts. So we're not getting rid of him. Now, I have seen correct that he is a solid player. He is a guy. I think that he's been a very good special teamer for the Eagles, what I've seen. And potentially, yeah, he can be a guy who can play some plays for us. I think that Ian Cunningham is trying to get people who are capable to be into rotation and also keep the draft picks. So it's like, oh, will I move back a couple? Yeah, I can probably still get the guys that I want. And if we draft correctly and scout correctly, and I can get a guy who can just be a rotational player. What it seems like he's doing is trying to find good filler right now since we don't have draft picks.
This is exactly what he's doing. He is following the rubric. I mean, as much as we don't like the Orange Man, everything he said he was going to do outside of what he lied to y'all about, he done did. Now, he told us what he was going to do. He lied to y'all, but he told us. Same thing with Ian Cunningham. He's telling y'all what he was going to do. We don't really have a lot of draft picks. We don't really have a lot of cap space because we going through all this with Kirk Cousins and dead money and all of that stuff. Plus, we have to re-sign players.
Kirk Cousins still available.
Yeah. What are we going to do? We are going to sign players, and I think I said this last week, in kind of the basketball model of 1 or 2 years, and then it was going to get us to 2027. Where 2027 Cousins is off the books, we'll be able to extend some players. Jesse Bates will be probably up for a extension, but should be a little bit more affordable. And I think we have like $120 million in cap space in 2027 and like 9-10 draft picks, because we got 3 compensatory picks from all the players we lost. Plus we have all our draft picks for next year. So that's 9 or 10 draft picks. So the play is, I'm trying to get through 2026. That's play. And this is a play move. I'm trying to build a roster with limited money and no draft picks. And that's what I'm doing. Sidney Brown can do a lot of stuff. And we're going to need you to do a lot of stuff.
And still be a good spec. Like, being that we don't have draft picks, so we're not going to have a bunch of young guys at the end of the draft we can just go get. Having competent special teamers means more. That's a third of the game, and that's a part of the game that will make or break, as you can ask very much so us about how much special teams matter. So, yeah, he's I just think that everything is safe. And I don't like playing it safe, but that seems to be the strategy. And if you're going to do it, they seem to be committed to playing it as safe as possible.
Update. I am watching. Sorry, I keep turning. Y'all know the Hawks are in a playoff battle right now for seeding. The Indiana Pacers are beating the Orlando Magic 128-125 with 24 seconds left.
We need that dub. So
I'm trying to watch now.
I can't be bothered with that because I'll get distracted.
But that's why I keep turning. So what's up, Sneaky? Rodman is the most interesting man in sports, arguably. I mean, that's alive, yeah. I think Wilt probably had an interesting time.
Man, Wilt gave everybody hell. Man, ain't nobody been like Wilt since Wilt now.
In every facet.
Correct.
On the court. I mean, Kareem too. Now Kareem was just a different type of interesting.
Nah, but Kareem was. Wimby. Yeah, but that ain't interesting. It's respectable. It's a lot of things. You also not really like, oh, let me call Kareem and let's kick it. Nah,
Kareem ain't like none of y'all. Nah. but back to it. Falcons, man, we're literally just trying to build out a roster and we'll figure it out from there. I think this is just phase 2. Next phase is the draft. Y'all stay tuned because we'll definitely have more coming up for the draft, as I will do some draft specials.
But before we run away from that, we did kind of stumble onto something I find very interesting. Kirk Cousins is still very much so available. It doesn't seem like people are running over to sign Kirk Cousins. And the other part that's interesting is the Steelers. What are
you is it me, Kev? You clicking in and out for me. It might be me. Is it me, Kev? You can hear him?
Okay. Yeah. But for me, the two things are Kirk Cousins. Everybody was so believing that they were going to be interested in him. And it seems pretty quiet on the Western Front. And the Steelers don't know what's going on with Aaron Rodgers. That seems strange to me. Okay, thanks, Kev. So yeah, all of that's weird. And I think that you should be trying to figure out your quarterback, because until you figure out your quarterback, I don't know how you build an offense or a playbook. Where am I tripping?
What teams need a quarterback at this point? The Raiders are going with Mendoza. But see, but the thing about Kirk Cousins is he's in it to win it. Like, he ain't in it to make no more. I mean, he done made all the money. He said, according to him, he's trying to win.
With who?
Well, if you're trying to win,
the teams that are trying,
there's nowhere to go.
The teams that are trying to win, Bucko, they already got their guy.
Yes, except for Pittsburgh.
Right. And I mean,
they're trying to win.
Raiders, do y'all think the smartest thing to do is put up a guy who put up questionable numbers? Like on day one? Like, rookie quarterbacks notoriously not the best decision to make. At least get a man some clearance.
Come on, man. This the Davis family over there. The White Davises. White. They don't believe in paying a lot of money. They don't believe in paying a lot of money and not playing you. I'm not about to pay you $30 million to not play, $20 million.
I guess Geno to the Jets. Steelers don't have a quarterback. Browns have a clusterfuck. Jaguars, no. Colts got a quarterback. Titans got a quarterback. Broncos, Chargers.
Colts, Chiefs, what are you doing? Kirk could be right there. Daniel Jones ain't gonna be ready. That leg is not put together.
At least as an insurance policy. Now, the thing is, you negotiating against the master negotiator himself. He ain't gonna take no pay cut, and no real reason to. I'm already rich. I'm rich.
But that fools in the comments was yelling at me like I was wrong.
This is the thing, Kurt. Then are you going home? Because nobody else is gonna. There's no big money left on the block for a quarterback.
Should have came back. Should have came back to Atlanta.
Could still come back.
No, you can't. I don't know how to. I don't think you can cut him and resign.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Well, then you're going to take a massive pay cut. There's no team that needs a high-priced quarterback. There's nobody who's that in need that's not already committed to just being butt cheeks.
Yeah, if I were him, Oakland would probably be the best place to go.
Right. But if I'm Oakland, I'm not
Las Vegas.
Tomato. Call them what you want to. They're going to lose. But yeah, I think that's really the only place. But I'm also not paying for. First of all, we've given away all the money now.
Yeah,
ain't nothing left.
Free agency's passed. Like where you in Minnesota got Kyler, so you definitely can't go back there. It's Pittsburgh. Kirk Cousins going to Pittsburgh. That's the answer. Well, he's going to Pittsburgh.
He's not going to Pittsburgh with Aaron Rodgers there. They're going to be there looking stupid together?
Aaron Rodgers not. Well, I don't know.
And therein lies. Now you're seeing what I've been thinking about. Aaron Rodgers holding the Steelers hostage by way of holding Kirk Cousins hostage. I think that, but if I'm Kirk Cousins, I really want to go practice with the Raiders and be terrible. I think that is it over for Kirk Cousins?
That would be unfortunate because he definitely showed at the end of last year that he can still play. Got Kyle Pitts paid. So, I mean, AFC West, no.
There's nobody. I've looked at there's no team that needs a quarterback.
You could go, depending on the money you're willing to pay, because I don't believe that Patrick Mahomes will be ready by next year. Is he?
Justin Fields already there.
I mean, this is a great segue. We'll get there. But I don't know. I would rather go with Kirk Cousins in that offense. They don't really move. They don't move Patrick Mahomes. Well, they need an offensive line though. You don't get Kirk, but he could definitely distribute the ball in Andy Reid's offense. I believe so. I think he would be a better option than Justin Fields.
I think it's a lot. Justin Fields, Patrick Mahomes, and Kirk Cousins sounds like a headache that Kansas City probably don't want to deal with.
Pacers win.
But it's what I'm getting out of this, and what I hope the listeners get out of this is it should be very interesting for how things play out with Kirk Cousins and the Steelers, and on top of that, Aaron Rodgers here for the next few months. And it's very quiet and it's very strange. And I don't know why. You got to make a playbook. You got to start picking players. And Kirk Cousins is a guy who you have to build a team very specifically around due to his physical limitations.
Yeah, there's really nowhere else for him to go.
Home.
That's it. I mean, yeah. Speaking of
build
which,
your family, Kirk.
I'm gonna pivot real fast, and we'll come back to JSN. We were talking about the Chiefs signing Travis Kelce to a 3-year. Now I don't know the parameters. I don't know what's guaranteed. I don't know all of that. 3-year,
something trick bag here. It's a trick bag here.
$54.7 million extension for Travis Kelce with Kansas City, where they were basically walking him out of the door at the end of last season. And now they signed him to a 3-year, $54 million contract extension. So that averages out to what, $18.25 million a year, something like that. I'm not gonna say I can't understand it, because I think he wants to end with Patrick Mahomes as his quarterback, and we don't know the status of Pat, even though they said they might bring him back at the end of next year. But I exactly, Sneaky. A shout out to everybody. Shout out to the world in the chat. Thank you. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe. Send this out to all of your friends on your story too. Right now, press share. But I don't see why you would pay Travis Kelce 50. Why you would pay him that much money, especially when you have to build an offensive line.
The Chiefs' new contract with tight end Travis Kelce is structured as a 1-year, $12 million deal with $13 million in incentives, with additional years included for cap purposes. If Kelce wants to continue to play after this season, the deal will need to be renegotiated next year. As currently structured, it's set up for this to be the final season, after which he will retire, allowing cap hits to be spread over the added years. So this is a
1-year, $54 million contract?
No. All the money's never was going to be paid, but what it allows him to do is to have the cap hit spread out over the other seasons if he was to retire at the end of the season. But if he was to play again next year, then he's going to have to renegotiate this entire contract. So 1-year deal.
1 year, $12 million deal.
Yeah, it's just really razzle dazzle more than anything. But that's the reason you got to read. And that's the reason you got to listen to us, because we actually tell you the truth, because this is a headline to get clicks. And it's
the jug of all jugs.
Jug season.
Y'all notice as the more sports becomes corporate based, all of the contracts seem to be like this across all the sports. Basketball, football, baseball, except for this one.
Now, I was about to say, now we can talk real money. 4 years, $168.6 million for Jackson Smith-Njigba, making him the highest paid wide receiver in NFL history. That is after Jamar Chase signs for 4 years, $161 million in 2025, and Justin Jefferson signed for 4 years, $140 million in 2024. I will say, while this is applicable to the Atlanta Falcons, is you should have paid Drake London earlier. Should have been paid him. All this is going to do is make the floor higher. And I said, once we identify him and Bijan, give him the money.
So that's $42 million a year.
Woo!
You would assume, and he's basically wide receiver 1 of last year. Jamar Chase was wide receiver 1 the year before. Justin Jefferson was wide receiver 1 the year before. So going into 2027 or 2026, you would assume Drake London is top 15 receiver. So
10.
I think I can name 10 receivers better than Drake, but I don't know. I won't get into too far into that. I think you're probably looking at $35 million for Drake, 30 to 35 million.
It's probably going to be the Justin Jefferson contract, 4 years, $140 million.
$35 million a year. And if you do that, because of inflation, I can see it. But you're going to have, now if I'm Drake, you can do what Jackson Smith-Njigba did. He just went out there and was like, y'all not going to pay me? Then fine. I'll go out there and ball out. They traded DK because they knew what they had, and they bet on Jackson Smith, and he got rewarded.
I love Drake. I want to be crystal clear. Y'all know how I feel about Drake London. I was a Drake London believer before many of y'all, and I actually had to show and talk many of y'all into being Drake London fans, supporters, respecters. The man is a murderer. He's also not Jackson Smith-Njigba. He just, as good as he is, he don't run those routes. He's not that guy, but a hell of a receiver nonetheless. A hell of a receiver. I just don't think he'll ever be a top 5 receiver. And that's fine. Everybody can't be top 5. But what I do think he can be a top 10 receiver for a very long time.
I got Drake London
And he plays with his hair on fire. I like a dude. We want big guys who are physical and mean, and he checks all of those boxes.
Yeah, he's very. I think he's the new. I've said it before. I think Drake London is the new Mike Evans. And if you got Jackson Smith and Jigba in the top 1 or 2 or 3, I would have Drake London. Let's see. You got Puka Nacua, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Jackson Smith and Jigba, CeeDee Lamb, AJ Brown,
potentially Pickens.
Ross St. Brown, George Pickens, Devontae Smith.
But see, a lot of those guys to me are situational guys. I think the Drake London is better than Puka Nacua in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles, I think the Drake London is a better receiver than Puka Nacua. I think Puka Nacua is playing with Sean McVay. I think if Puka Nacua came to Atlanta, it'll be a ledge and he'll fall right off of it.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. But so I would, for me, top 15. And then you probably, I can get into the weeds in this. You go look at the top 15 wide receiver payment contracts, and you probably put them at 11, 12, which is probably going to be $30 million a year.
And let's be clear, this is the other part. He's had the struggle of quarterbacks. Like, he had his pick of QBs. So, yeah, for a guy who's been a good soldier, good, bad, or indifferent, he gives it all he has. He is a good teammate. Yeah, this is a guy who you want to keep around. I think there's value in paying the guys who you pick. Well, not necessarily this regime pick, but have been picked by the Atlanta Falcons and want to stay Atlanta Falcons. That means a lot. Him and Bijan are kind of they're our guys more than anybody else.
Yeah, Drake, you looking at probably $28 to $32 million. Somewhere in there. That's where you're gonna get paid.
And pay him to keep him happy. I'm not yeah, like I want to be very clear. I want that guy on our team. And more than the rest of like some of those guys, they just play football. Drake is a passionate player. He plays to win. And that means a lot to a team that ain't really we ain't always had that. We had some guys, but everybody ain't trying to give it all they got to win every night, and he is doing that.
As long as he can stay healthy, I think he'll probably end up getting 32. But shout out to Jackson Smith and Jigba.
And as long as our quarterback stay healthy, damn, help him out.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Shout out to him. I think him was the basis of Sam Darnold actually really getting paid and getting the new contract and playing well, because Sam Darnold went from Justin Jefferson, who's the number 1 wide receiver, to Jackson Smith and Jigba, who is now the number 1 wide receiver.
It's tricky because on one hand you say, hey man, you basically been playing with top 3 wide receivers for the last couple of years, but that means that you've also been able to help those guys produce at the absolute highest level. And everybody can't do that. And I think that if anybody knows that, it's J.J. McCarthy.
Justin Jefferson. But and shout out to the coaching too.
I think he always knew that.
He never wanted to leave. You understand that like Sam Darnold could throw the ball down the field, and Jackson Smith and Jigba is probably one of the best, if not top 3 route runners right now in the league.
Killer.
Murderer. Once he stacks you and gets on top of the route, it's over with.
Call God.
And then they got old boy 22 on the other side that can run a 4.2 whatever.
Exactly.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the mic check / football segment. Draft is coming up. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. We are going to take a drink break. I already got my drink, and then we'll be right back with our hoop segment where we talk about
celebrate
WNBA, NCAA tournament, and Hawks talk, as well as news around basketball, the NBA. And y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Oh, damn. Number 1, quick update. The Lakers lost to the Pistons
with no Cade.
Yes, which is disappointing, but that don't really matter to us. I want everybody in the East. I want the East to be flat. Give us a chance. But I think that maybe even gives us a better chance because eventually they're going to have to lose without Cade. And also, shout out to the Pacers doing the needful. Sneaky thoughts and prayers. I hate to see it, but I love to see it. Pacers did the job, 128 to 126. It's love right now. And
in Orlando and Sneaky, you need to. I'll ask you this question when we get back. I know I already know what's about to happen in the offseason for y'all. We'll be right back, y'all.
We began to rock, steady rocking all night long.